Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Welcome back to Common Sense on Common Ground Talk. This is Chris's comments. I'm going to be talking about Biden that went to Puerto Rico and then made his way up to Florida. Mostly because the hurricane is done and there's a lot of damage left over and everything. But I'm going to start with this Reuters article that said, Biden to storm hit Puerto Rico, all of America's with you. That's what it's entitled. In Ponce, Puerto Rico on October 3rd, President Obama pledged more than $60 million in aid to help the U.S. territory, Puerto Rico, and said more money was coming. He sought to present a more compassionate image than his predecessor, Trump, while surveying damage from Hurricane Fiona. Now, Trump was actually Hurricane Maria back then. Biden stated, "We came here in person to show that we're with you. All of America's with you as you receive and recover and rebuild. Also, I'm ready to deploy and expedite more resources from the Department of Energy and other federal agencies so that residents can get clean, reliable power." And that's really all that I got from the article. I didn't really want to focus too much on everything else because I wanted to jump straight to saying that's a lot of class. That's exactly what we need to see out of our president. And I'm bringing that up because he's also going to be doing the same thing in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and everywhere else that the hurricane hit. It's literally what we really need to see, coming out of our political leaders, as opposed to the BS that his predecessor did. $300 million to a Montana firm, Whitefish Energy, and claiming that he gave Puerto Rico $92 billion, while Congress saying that it was $42.5 billion. But Puerto Rico, the islands themselves, claiming that they received less than $14 billion after Hurricanes Irma and Maria. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because even now, even into tomorrow, there's going to be nothing but a bunch of BS crap about Biden aiding and helping, the Carolinas and Florida and Puerto Rico. The reason for this is because, it's just dumb. People are going to say America first, and that there should be some kind of uprising against Biden and the current administration and all this other stuff to take over the government and everything. Which leads me to the Oathkeepers on trial. Shut the hell up. That's really what I got to say about that. I'll tell you this much. If it was the Bloods and the Crips who claim, well, we're making more money than the government, and it's all done by streets, we really need to, and we really need the government to get out of our way. Let's hit them up. Let's hit them. Let's roll the Capitol building. If they had done that, they would have already been in jail. They would have been locked up. They would have been in a holding facility. They wouldn't have gotten bail. They would have been in a holding facility. So a lot of people would have already been sent to lethal injection, particularly the ones that killed the guards over there at the U.S. Capitol. That would have been done along this Oathkeepers on trial crap is nothing but privilege. It's a prime example of privilege. These guys had enough time to build a case and create an alibi and try to inspire others to hate the government through their social media and all this other crap. If it was any other group, any other hate group, again, now it's in his little exaggeration, the Bloods and Crips, the street gangs, or even the cartel, if it was a bunch of cartels that came up and attacked the U.S., saying we treat the people better, we provide them with the drugs, that's what they want, we provide them with the whores, that's what they want, we provide them with discounted merchandise, that's what they want, we treat the country better, we should take over. And they go over there and they hit the U.S. Capitol building or Washington or any other place where democracy exists, you know, man, they not only would have been arrested, they would have been hunted down. You know, they would have been hunted down, and those that killed would have already gotten lethal injection. So Oathkeepers and Proud Boys and all these people, they are experiencing nothing but 100% privilege, even as criminals, for their stinginess and lack of showmanship to the United States of America, as well as the U.S. territories, like hurricane hit states, wildfire hit states, drought areas, cities of the U.S. where there's parts of the U.S. where there's nothing but a bunch of drought. Excuse me. Showing no support, nothing but hate, and then to say Puerto Rico is its own country, leave it alone. Stop giving money to Puerto Rico. America first. That's my oath keeper. That's why I'm a proud boy. That's why I'm a sovereign son and all this other crap. Privilege, even as criminals. They all need to shut up. They all need to shut up. Just take your punishment like a man. Because if this, see the triad or the Japanese Yakuza, or a unification of both, tried hitting a government building, claiming that they can present more for our country than they could. No, they would have been knocked out they would have been knocked out and knocked out hard. They would have already been dead. No, all these organizations of hate, they're dumb and they're a waste of time to partake and listen to and all this other stuff. And these oath keepers, man, these oath keepers on trial, just a clear sign of privilege. They're privileged even as criminals. But that's what got started with this whole reliable energy and stuff. And for those who think that we don't have the money, I'd like to reiterate the total lawsuit abuse by my own Texas governor out of the $500 billion in spending, free spending. My governor sued the government for a total of $4 billion just within this year alone. And the infrastructure bill was presented in August of 21. So for anybody to say we don't have any money for Puerto Rico or Florida or the Carolinas, that's just BS. And as far as the money for Florida goes, Rick DeSantis and all them who said no aid for anybody that's suffering through the wildfires, no aid for anybody that's suffering through the extreme cold and freezing to death in Alaska, that thing where they couldn't get anything done because everything was freezing over. No aid for everybody in the Michigan area where the water is still contaminated. For everybody in Florida, I mean, for them to be, saying, "Oh, the government sucks. Hey, a hurricane hit your state. What are you going to do about it?" Well, what's Biden going to do about it? That's a bunch of bullcrap also. Another sign of privilege as well is where you're doing nothing but waste time at taxpayers' expense. And I want everybody to keep an eye out where that funding is actually going. Okay? Is DeSantis interfering with it? Is Rick Scott interfering with it? Is anybody that's even out of a different state interfering with it? With FEMA, with the money that's going to FEMA, the natural disasters and all this other shit, all this other stuff. Pay attention to where the money is going. Okay? Because we can all here in Texas see where the money is going. $4 billion. $4 billion out of the government and out of our state fundings to a wall that isn't completed. It's not being worked on now. To top it all off, the repairs and patch jobs and all this other stuff isn't being done. Maintenance, much less picking the stuff back up that fell down back when Trump was around. Added an extra 10 feet, and that damn thing just tilted it over, and the dead weight of it all came crashing down no more than a year later. It wasn't even a full year before that wall started to fall down. You know, parts of the wall fell. None of that has been picked up. $4 billion for the wall. His words, my governor's words. That's documented in the lawsuit. $4 billion. And not a single sign of a single penny of it. So for those over in Florida, for those in the Carolinas where you got towed up by a Hurricane Ian, watch where the money goes. Okay? See what's actually being done. And try not to get it confused, because remember, 110 billion is going to the highways throughout the US, including those states. This is out of the infrastructure bill. 1.1 trillion, if everybody remembers, from far back as August of 21. Okay? Passed a few months later, a few months later. 65 billion to expand broadband. Okay, that includes the ravaged states. 39 billion to public transit. Yeah, that's for the whole country. It's not just for the ravaged states. But you know full well that the governor of Florida, much like the governor here in Texas, is going to be doing that lawsuit, to be suing them for this, suing them for that, saying the government isn't doing his job, Biden isn't doing his job, and all this other crap, bringing in a whole crap load of money while Florida still looks like crap. Okay, just like over here, bringing in a crap load of money while the wall still isn't being done, well, the wall still looks like crap. Okay, pay attention to the money, follow it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I just had to let this part out. I'm keeping this one short, just simply because I'm trying to stop babbling a lot. I tend to just go on and on and on and on, and you're having to hear a lot of pauses, and I'm tired of doing that. Every time I look at every time I review my posts, I'm just like, God, stop it. So I'm decided to just shorten them now and state what I need to state, and that's it. So from here on out, expect to see shorter videos. Y'all take care. Y'all take it easy. This is Chris with Chris's Comments, signing out.